Oh, 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 what's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? Oh, snap. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone. Thank you, thank you. Yes, 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 I'm here. Yeah, I'm just talking to myself. I'm talking to you guys. What's up, you kids? Oh, what's up, Great White Dope? What's up, Jose Alicia? What's up, dog? Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, guys, thanks for showing up. I really, rarely appreciate it. Appreciate it. I'm not sure. We got three people watching. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Right on, right on, right on. So, all right, cool. So, thanks guys for coming to my show today. I'm just gonna do a quick session. I'm doing something. I have to pick up my children shortly from school, and you know, I thought it'd be cool to kind of give you guys another peek at what's going on here. It hasn't developed much, except that I'm adjusting my style a little bit. I think I'm still playing with the style. For me, that's a big deal. How am I going to approach this? How am I going to make this work? How am I going to, make this look the way it ought to look? What's going to be efficient for me to work in? And as you guys know, I've been developing some of this stuff for a while now, and Gus Tyler Bush, what's up, what's up, what's up? So yeah, I've been developing this stuff for a little while now, for the last couple weeks, and I had some other versions of this, but I kind of miss drawing a little more. I need a little more meat on my potatoes. So this is just kind of some of that right here. I'm just kind of, what I'm trying to do now is take the core. This is the most distilled version. You can kind of see him there. He's the most distilled version of the idea, as streamlined as I can take him and still get acting out of him. I mean, anything less than this starts going into an ultra cartoony thing. So I want to see if I can pull off a design here that does a little bit of both, gives me something like, what if this guy really does have a weird nose or something like that? So maybe this is too much. Maybe this is too much. But maybe this is more of what I'm trying to do here. See what I'm saying? Like, all of a sudden, I'm giving a brow back to him that he didn't have. Now, I could just keep it simple and go the other way, and that's nothing wrong with that. I just want to make sure that I'm going to get the most bang for my buck out of that, because if it looks too loose, I'm afraid it might not be taken very seriously. Some people are weird like that, you know. That's just sad. That's just the sadness of it all. But, you know, what are you going to do? So this way, it gives me something a little more substantive. You know, we're not talking crazy. This is something I can draw, that I can easily ink. You know, for the campaign, I'm developing the tiers for the campaign. The plans that I have are to do some of this loose drawing, perhaps in the computer, but also doing some tighter drawing on paper, on Bristol, and then from there, getting into maybe a little bit of cause Betty, what's going on? Going from there and getting into a little bit of what do you call it? The inking on the board as well. That's where I'll spend. That's probably where I'll draw draw most of the art will be with the ink in the ink stage. So I'm just trying to give this stuff a little bit of love here. So how you guys doing, man? I'm excited to see you guys. Everybody's lining up. I appreciate it. I got 9 people in here watching. That's enough to start a riot right there. That's enough to start a revolution right there. It took 12 guys, 12 disciples to change the world. It took a few good men to change Tom Cruise. I'm just saying that's kind of what happens. It's just science. All right, so I want to give my guy a hairstyle. I'm still planning on going heavy darks and blacks. I don't think I'm going to do a lot of modeling in the hair, that kind of stuff like I just did there. I don't think I'll be doing that kind of stuff. I think I'm going to keep him relatively simple as far as design is concerned when it comes to things like that. And I'm saying that because if you look at old school comics, they didn't have that much work in it. You know, it was kind of lighthearted. Let's see. Great White Does Ocean's 11's Elliot's 12. That's right. That's right. Oh man. Which of you nine didn't hit the like button? I know. What's up, man? Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Lightning fan says, "Hi Elliot, mind going to Fado's over on Florida Avenue for me and emailing me some Cuban bread?" Oh. How do I email you some Cuban bread, homie? I'm not sure I could do that. He looks like Billy from Predator. Oh, that's interesting. I'm getting all kinds of things. You know, it's funny. I'm glad I don't listen to people when they get like, you can't draw that because it looks too much like. And I'm always like, well, yeah, it's gonna always look like somebody. But I've been told it looks like Bob Parr. I've been told it looks like. It just depends on what people come from. But I can see the Billy thing. And that's because he's got that busted nose. Billy, the guy from Billy, that's a good looking dude for like a superhero, or a super villain, right? Is this the Predator? No, it's not. I could pretend, can I? I miss Tampa so much. Well, where are you at? Well, don't dox yourself, right? But why aren't you in Tampa? What took you away from the motherland? What's going on there? I don't think I like that. I don't think I like hearing that I'm a little lonelier because somebody left us. Why'd you leave us? Who's who? Oh, I don't know. I don't know exactly who you are, Lightning fan, but. Oops, it's something wrong with Photoshop. It wants to keep doing this little tricky trick thing there. It keeps wanting to mess me up. I like the more relaxed cartoon style. Do you really? Great White Dope. I'm in North Carolina. Moved up here with my mom. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, good. I'm glad. That sounds good. You're good. Are you male or female? If you're male, you're a good son. If you're a female, you're a good daughter. If I don't know and I'm not supposed to know, then I don't know what to tell you. You're good. You're a good person. That's good. That's good of you. Good on you. Good on you, as some of the British people say. Good on you. So you like the more relaxed style? I don't know. I do, but I think it's almost too simple. But I'm afraid it's going to get lost in presentation as something a little too cartoony. But it's hard because a lot of people talk about how they respect Bruce Timm's work and the work that he did, but a lot of them also make fun of it because it's not, maybe there's something in between. There's something I can show you guys that I think you might appreciate. Let me see if I find it. This is a piece of art that I did of a character that belongs to Doug. It's a character called what did I do? I do the what to see. Nope, not there. It's not going to be in downloads. It's going to be on my desktop. All right. This is he did a book called Black Cherry a long time ago, which I highly recommend if you guys have access to it. Although I gotta say it's not that easy of a thing to come by. Oh, did I not? Oh, you know what I did? Okay, wait. I know where it's at. Hold on. Hold please. It's in the message I communicated to him on the Twitter. On the Twitters, yeah. Copy image. Here's what I'm going to show you. Tell me what you think about this. Let me go back to my chat so I can make sure you guys I hear what you guys are saying. Tell me what you think about this. You guys ready for this? Get ready for this. See this right here? What do you think about that? What do you think about that? That's kind of about where I feel like it's a strong marriage. I think Doug has a problem with the way I draw eyebrows, which I'm not that concerned about that. But he thinks they look like women's eyebrows, which I think that hurts my heart. I'm trying to draw masculine males, and he's talking about that my eyebrows are not very masculine. Breaks my heart. I have to get going here in about 10 minutes, kids. So just letting you know. Ash Evil Dead. I don't like it. That looks like Ash from Evil Dead. See, this is what I'm saying. This is the way I draw dudes. So anyway, this is what I'm talking about, the style, like taking the what do you call it? Taking the structure of the face. It's still the same structure as the cartoon style, but I'm going that way. It looks nothing like Ash from Evil Dead. Come on. Come on. He doesn't look that heroic. Get out of here. Get out of here. Stitchy New York says, just kidding. Is that what you're trying to say? They are expressive eyebrows. Well, thank you. Thank you, Cosmetti. I appreciate that. But I think there's something to be said about what he is describing here. I think that I think there is something to be said about giving him plain eyebrows, because people do have that sort of thing as well. You know what it is too, is that I have eyebrows like that, and I think what it is as I'm getting older, the edges of my eyebrows are important for facial expression. They are very. You were thinking Elvis. Well, you got to look at his you got to check out his book. His book is called Black Cherry. It's about this mob guy from like the 70s and his encounter with an alien. It's a great book. It's a great book. I wish I had it. I borrowed my friend's copy years ago and I read it, and now it's like really hard to get and sometimes expensive. J Pod Studio says, yeah, see where you are going, few what? Yeah, see where you are going. Few do it better, Elliot. Yeah, see where you're going. Few do it better. Oh, okay. Okay, so I'm gonna take this off for a moment, and let's see if I just stay with I'm gonna trust you guys for a moment. Let's see what we do here. Let's say I just go ahead and start sketching this here. Can I just take this a little further? I like the shape of the forehead though. I like that a lot. And I like that some of the, and I know it's not perfect. I know it's not like, you can't map the skull on this guy and go like, oh, that looks like a perfect human form. I'm just saying that for me, I enjoy kind of exploring a little bit more texture in the work. Victor the Ripper says, I see what you're saying. It is close to what Doug would do, but I like your more traditional style. Oh, I don't know what that means. You were just insulting me, Victor. You were just insulting me up high, saying no. Ash Evil Dead. It hurts my heart, man. It hurts my heart. That's how I drew Ash, because I draw all my guys the same way. But it's all right. It's okay. I understand where it's coming from. I understand where your comments are coming from. Matt Silver says the design reminds me of the dad from The Incredibles. Yeah, see, there you go. I'm not going to tell you where I kind of borrowed this shape of the face from, because if I did, then that's what you guys will see. But I can see that, and the reason why I think is because I'm trying to do some of that with a little bit of a little slightly heroic look to my character here. And so he does have a tendency to look like Bob Parr from The Incredibles, but Mr. Incredible. But make no mistake, this is no Mr. Incredible. This is not that kind of story at all. Anyway, we're definitely not doing a superhero thing. We'll see. So we'll see how this all works out. I'm going to tell you that since I went this route though, I came up with a better version of her. I think what I'm doing here is helping a lot for her. I'm also thinking that I probably went too hippie with this female design. So the one you're working on now is like something we'd seen in a Disney movie. Yeah, that's fair. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. Yeah, she's better. My original designs here, you can see, I like that too, but this is much better, I think. So that's what I'm saying. If I'm going to take her a little further, I got to take him a little further. And I also took him much further, which I like this drawing of him. This is cool. This guy right here is telling me a lot more, and it's not as graphic. It's not as graphic as I was designing him in the first place, but this is what I mean. Didn't Doug say she should look like trailer park trash? If so, maybe some days. No. I thought he said something like that too, but that's not what he meant. So we've had a lot of conversation offline about the story, about the characters. So it's very different. Brock from the Adventure Brothers, right? I am surprised no one has said that. I have heard that. I have once, Stitch. Once I heard it one time. So you're probably the second person if you weren't the original person. But I think there was one other person that said something like that, which is fine. Again, those are all great things. I listen. It's great to. I don't mind having a work look a little evocative of something else. So I'm kind of that pleases me. No worries about that. I feel like this is something I can get behind and ink differently. All kinds of good stuff can come from this. Here, let's do something else here while we're on the subject. I'm going to get rid of some of those drawings in the background. I'm going to tone down just over the next couple of like 5 minutes or so. I'm just going to do this real quick. And let's see. I'm going to ink this real quick. I don't like my inking system here in Photoshop, but bear with me. Bear with me here. Let's get rid of that. Nope. I gotta get rid of that. Well, actually, something cool there. Something cool in the both of those drawings. Huh. Interesting. Let's tell you what. Let's just group these things here. I'm gonna lower my opacity here, so I can barely see it. Right. Well, that means I gotta turn off the rest of these drawings here. All right. And let's just do a quick ink over these things. Let's go grab my brush. I'm gonna get the one that I like to use, Belgian Comics 40 Smoother, which is still too large, but it also depends on how far away I'm going to be drawing these characters. I got to also plan. I got to start thinking. I got to find ways to teach myself not to draw everything that I think I'm going to draw. Mr. Ortiz, what's a happening? A hot stuff. Dude looks like a sketchy machine scrapyard owner. Yeah. That sounds cool. That's about right. That's about right. So what I'm doing here is I'm being careful not to. I tend to overdo my inks, guys. That's where I think I waste a lot of time. This is digital, of course, but I do tend to waste a lot of time on unnecessary illustration when I work. Which for some people that's cool, you know, if you like that sort of look in my art. But I'm trying to distill. I'm still trying to distill like that. See, that's still too much. That's too bloody messy. This brush is too large still. I gotta think. I can't go out like that. I ain't going out like that. I ain't going out like that. I ain't going out. All right. So, but this is kind of about how I might approach this if I was inking this digitally. Oh wait, did that wrong. I picked the wrong detail to accent there. And this is what Doug's afraid of, is that I'll get so in the weeds here that I won't well, thank you, Tyler. I appreciate that. This kind of looks like my dad. A bit confused. I mean, how much detail is needed? Ethan, for example, loads his art while Doug is more to the point. I agree with that. And that's what I'm trying to avoid. I'm trying to avoid there, but I think there's a marriage between both. You know, Bruce Timm's approach was perfect for animation, but maybe not. You know, when things are moving on screen, you have a tendency not to pay attention to the details at all that people would pay attention to if it was done on a normal thing. So I'm not planning on going that direction at all. This is not going to be the way I do my black and reds. This is nothing like that. This is more about just a little more light to the lines and to the shapes. So like this here, like if I was to do this might be a close. And you know what? This might be the way I approach the close up. Maybe I'll go more of a Bruce Timm approach on those parts of the book where it's farther back. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Lightning Fan says, "Oh noes, smirk. He's gonna attack." Oh, I don't know about that. Stitch says, I don't get, he picked you for your art. Why can't you be you with your work? Stitch, because and this is going to be something that you guys, this is when I talk about my work, this is one of the things I'm very, very conscious about. It's how much time it takes me to, I'm slow when it comes to doing comics, especially if I have to draw things that are, and he's trying to help me loosen up, so I'm not trying to draw every nook and cranny. That's not the, listen, I like the way I draw, fine, but I hate how slow I am, and that's one of the reasons why it was easier for me not to take comics any more seriously than I did, because I was like, you know what, they don't like my work, what's the point if I can't really do a good job? And I know you guys say, oh, you guys want me to do my work, but I know you guys want a good story too. And so I think you're getting a bit of both. And by the way, this is not something I dislike. That style that you see me do, like on Black and Reds, that's a therapy style. It takes longer to draw anything that way. That stuff takes a long time. This stuff, I want to move through this story. I want to keep the story about the action and the energy of the events, not just my not just my other stuff. Like I said, this is an example. I know what I did with it. This was the example I showed earlier. What did I do with it? What did I do with is it here? Was it there? No. I was trying to show you that the thing I pasted in here. Oh, you know what? I'll just paste it again. It should be here. It should be here. Yeah. See, this is how I draw this. This is not that different from this look here. You know what I'm saying? So honing skills for comics is it's logical. I hear you. Because let me tell you the challenge of comics, what nobody wants to talk about, is that it does take a long time to draw. All these guys, I feel like that's really the reason why the comic book industries had the biggest struggle. I got to get going soon, guys. It's had the biggest struggles because it's the biggest struggle comes from, I think, the expectation for the art to be so high end, and I know that some of you guys like it like that, but to be honest, and I do too, I'm a fan of guys like Olivier Coipel and stuff like that as well, trust me. But guess what? That guy threw off the bell curve so far that nobody can compete with that. So that's what everybody wants now from comics, and it's great. When he couldn't do it, oh man, that's messed up. How come I can't get my book on time? Well, guess what? When you do it like that, and you're putting all that energy into a page, and you're not getting paid for it on top of that very well, you tend to kind of back away from that style, and that's not a fun style to work in. Plus, that style also demands that now everything has to be that hyper realistic. Now every car has to look like it's a blueprint, instead of just being an indication or a suggestion. Elliot is proving Doug's creative business instincts are right on. Yeah. I mean, I've always thought that way. I've been developing I don't know if you guys follow my Instagram at all. You go through that. If it's not Black and Red is for you guys who love that kind of level of art. That's fine. I mean, that's fine. I'm not that you could have that, and that's what you pay for on a commission like that. But this, and I would love that this became my commission style. But I don't think that people respond to this, and that's okay. And this is a business choice, not an artistic choice. This is business, and I can't separate those two things, because I make money with my art. So if I was a fine artist, then I'd be like, hey man, this is what I do, man. Don't judge my work. But I can't. I have to find a way that helps me get the work out, and also looks tight, and does both. It has to be both. So if you like that style, that Black and Red style, then by all means, you can always get a commission. That's what that's for. But there's no way I can do a comic on a monthly schedule or even on a schedule like this. I'm thinking about just the size of this book, just alone, just the size. We're planning something a little more ambitious. We're gonna have a higher tier, so to take it a little bit higher in terms of more art. If you want more stuff in it, guess what? It's gonna be about, you're gonna have to, you're gonna still gonna expect the same work done on time, and I got to think about, am I gonna be able to afford the colorist on this? Am I going to be able to afford the letterer on this? It's going to make things more expensive. That's really what's going to drive this campaign, is how well it funds, and can I afford to do it and pay my bills? So what if I get funded, but I don't get enough money to do the whole book tight enough? I can't do that black and red style on a book that I'm only going to have enough money to pay for a month or two of work. That's not going to help. So, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of the stuff we think about when we're in the back doors, the backstage, talking about the show itself, the product, and how we're going to get this done. That's a lot of the discussion. Sometimes the writers I've talked to don't understand that about the art. They think that, oh no, he just pulls it off, right? He just does that. No, well, just because a campaign was fulfilled doesn't mean that it paid me enough. If you take away all the money out for taxes and all the money I'm going to need for shipping and printing, what you have left with is a challenge of time. And of all the things that nobody takes into account is that time. Now, I can't afford to run this campaign, and then I can't say that this is going to pay me enough to just work on it for the next 6 months either. And I don't expect you guys to do that. So you know what I got to do as an artist, as a business person? I've got to come up with a solution that meets both of our demands. Quality art, right? Quality art and efficient in time. That's really the answer to all of this, is can I do both? And sometimes a style like this is the answer. And I think it does both. That's why I like it. So I'm gonna end that here. Let me read some of the chats before I take off. Let's see. It says here, let's go. Oh, I get it. Lightning fan. Smirky's going to attack. Ha ha ha. That's funny. Let's see here. Victor says, true, I can't see Cyberfrog being animated. I never thought of that, like the DC Heroes cartoons are so simple compared to the comics. That's absolutely right. And that's why animation is a lot more challenging from it's not from panel to panel in animation. It's from frame to frame, and that frame has to be the same from one position to the next position. Let's see. Great White Dope says, style reminds me a bit of Atlantis, underrated Disney film. Yes, it was very underrated. I love that movie. Everything feels fluid. That's cool. Adam Rick says, honing skills for comics is logical. I read that. James Hayes says, we like your work. They have trash tastes. Well, thank you very much. Lightning fan says, it's different of technique. They are, I think you mean it's a difference. There are different technical styles for writing in newspaper articles, writing a white paper for a company, and writing a novel. Yeah, that's true. Preach Brother says E. Ortiz to James Hayes. I appreciate that. J Potts Studio says, Ellie is proving Doug's creative business instincts are right on. Thank you, J Potts. I really appreciate that. I read that already. Victor says Mike Mayhew is the best. Yeah, if Mike Mayhew only does covers from time to time, that sort of thing. He seldom, if ever, does comics. So there's a big reason for that. Same with Alex Ross. Same with a lot of guys. If you look at guys like Mark Brooks, if you see Mark Brooks' comic work, it could be a little different from his regular work. And that's the reason why he gets paid very well, but he's also in a position to be acknowledged at that level. And he didn't always draw that and illustrate that way. So, it's half of one, six of the other. Half a dozen of one, six of the other. ERT's always a faithful fan. I love the black and red. Well worth the coin. I appreciate that. And that's why for my commissions, I spend more time on the individual illustration. But when it comes to art and comics, I have to go a little different route. Stitchy New York says, so you're saying They want you to do as much detail as one of your pre-sketches, what you do in blue ink. Sorta, I guess. So I mean, I don't know who they are. I'm just saying. I think all of you are the they, the people in the crowd, the customers. You are the they. They are the customers in general who are expecting art, and the editors now respond to that because they want the art to have a certain high level look. Now, granted, in comics today, in modern Marvel comics, there's not much of that, but it is something that I take into consideration. That dog sound in the background is my dog alarm. My wife is here. Guys, I got a boogie. I appreciate all you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. You guys are the best. Love you guys.